Blessed love, brothers and sisters. This is not a Shabbat lesson. This is an impromptu video, and I'm going to title it "In the Beginning." Right. So I came across this video educational purpose only. Right, and I thought that I should show you what the earth actually looks like. You see, brothers and sisters, and then when you couple it with the scriptures, you will see that the word of the Most High is real. Right? He laid the foundation. He made the earth that it cannot be moved, brothers and sisters. These type of things are clues to show you that the earth is a stationary thing, for a permanent thing that cannot be moved, brothers and sisters. The only way the earth actually move really is when an earthquake and when the foundation shake a little bit. But as far as that, brothers and sisters, the earth cannot be moved. You see, brothers and sisters, then Yahusha was there from the beginning. You see, brothers and sisters, Yahusha was there from the beginning, brothers and sisters, right? So if you take a look at the screen, we're going to go to Proverbs 8:22 to 31, right? That's Proverbs 8:22 to 31. Yahuwah possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no dead, I brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with waters. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth, while as yet he had not made the earth, nor the trees, nor the highest parts of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the dead, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the depth, when he gave the seas his decree that the waters should not pass, his commandments when he appointed the foundation of the earth. Then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing. Brothers and sisters, rejoicing always before the King, brothers and sisters, in the habitable parts of his earth, and my delights were with the sons of men. So as you can see, brothers, in Proverbs, what Proverbs lay down? Compass. Compass is a flat circle, a precise circle. You understand? Also, the Most High gave us another clue when he said he looked down from the heavens, and we are but like grasshoppers in his sight, brothers and sisters. The Most High has given us clues on how the face of the earth is. And then again, a spinning ball don't have a face, only a flat surface has a face. You carry a flat surface in your pockets as coins and money. The quarters that you have is a flat surface, but it's circular, right? So the Most High has given us all these clues, brothers and sisters, for you to see his glory and might and give him honor and praise. For he is the only Eliyahu, and his son was there from the beginning. You see, brothers and sisters, so watch this little video, you will see, and you will be amazed of the power of the Most High. Hallelujah. Praise be to Yahuwah, and bless his holy son Yahusha HaMashiach. Alright, shalom.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." There was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven.
Presented as a solid, hammered-out sky, a concept differing from modern astronomy's view of empty space. The Rokia is described as a firmament dividing the waters above from the waters below. Biblical references, such as Genesis 1, 6, 8, support the concept of a solid firmament. The ancient concept of the rakia contrasts sharply with the modern understanding of the atmosphere and outer space. The verb raka signifies the action of beating or spreading out metal. This process transforms a solid metal piece into a thin, wide sheet. The rakia represents the resultant thin sheet of metal. Hammering is the key technique used to achieve the desired spread. The solid nature of the metal is maintained throughout the process. The craftsman's skill is essential in controlling the spread and thickness. Job 37:18 describes the sky as hard as a cast metal mirror. This description implies an unyielding and reflective barrier. The sky's metallic nature suggests a solid, unchanging structure. The reflective quality emphasizes the sky's role as a boundary. The visual representation conveys the sky's immutability and strength. Stars are depicted as fixed lamps on the firmament, challenging modern astrophysics. The firmament is visualized as a solid, enclosing structure rather than open space. Rain is shown falling through openings in the cosmic ceiling, contradicting modern meteorology. The concept presents a geocentric view of the universe, with the Earth at the center. This model contrasts with modern scientific understanding of celestial phenomena. The firmament acts as a physical barrier separating the terrestrial and celestial realms. Ancient world maps depict the Earth as a flat disk. This disk floats in a cosmic sea, with another sea existing above a solid firmament. The rakia functions as a divider, separating the Earth from primordial chaos. The firmament prevents the newly formed creation from being overwhelmed by the primordial waters. The Noah's flood narrative involves the opening of the windows of heaven. The narrative also describes the bursting forth of the fountains of the great deep. These elements can be interpreted as technical descriptions of the cosmos's plumbing system. The windows of heaven and fountains of the great deep are presented as contributing to a global deluge. Ancient Israelite cosmology envisioned the firmament as a grand bathhouse. Ceiling nozzles controlled by levers released water, representing rain. The deliberate release of water illustrates the controlled nature of rain. Levers allowed for the regulation of water flow, symbolizing control over natural phenomena. This system reflects a belief in the intentionality and order of the cosmos. The bathhouse model visualizes the ancient understanding of rain as a deliberate act. Babylonian and Egyptian cosmologies shared a belief in a solid, tangible vault of the sky. The Enuma Elish provides a Babylonian account of the cosmos with a solid sky vault. Egyptian cosmology depicts the sky goddess Nut arching over the earth god Geb, forming a solid sky vault. Both cosmologies conceptualize the sky as a physical barrier separating the earthly realm from the heavens. Hebrew cosmology uniquely avoids narratives of divine conflict. The creation of the rakia in Hebrew cosmology is attributed solely to God's word. Unlike other cosmologies, Hebrew cosmology emphasizes divine authority through verbal command. The absence of divine battles in Hebrew cosmology highlights a singular, unchallenged divine power. Hebrew cosmology presents a universe created by divine decree, not by divine struggle. Stars function as basic timekeeping devices. Babylonian astrology viewed stars as gods to be appeased. Babylonians feared the stars. Stars were not considered gods. Stars were not to be feared. Psalm 29:10 depicts God enthroned above the flood. The massive reservoir of water is held back by royal decree. God's enthronement signifies his supreme authority over all creation, including the flood. The throne room symbolizes a place of divine order and control. The flood represents the chaotic forces that are subject to God's command. The visualization emphasizes God's power to restrain and govern even the most chaotic elements. Isaiah's vision depicts God in a position of supreme elevation. Seraphim hover beneath the lintel of the upper chamber, symbolizing reverence and divine service. The vision emphasizes the holiness and transcendence of God. The seraphim's placement signifies their role as intermediaries between the divine and the earthly realms. The upper chamber represents a sacred space where divine revelation occurs. Ezekiel's vision depicts a mobile throne chariot ascending from the earth. The throne chariot passes through a firmament gate during its ascent. The chariot ultimately disappears into a sapphire pavement. The entire journey symbolizes a transition from the earthly to the divine. This vision represents a powerful connection between the terrestrial and celestial realms. The Holy of Holies is designed as a microcosm, reflecting the divine realm. The design intends to recreate the mist that veils God's throne. This mist symbolizes the barrier between the earthly and divine realms. The Rakia is the firmament separating the earthly realm from God's celestial throne. The Holy of Holies serves as a symbolic representation of this cosmic structure. The design evokes a sense of awe and reverence for the divine presence. Biblical texts primarily serve theological purposes rather than providing geometric or astrophysical information. The cosmic dome in biblical texts functions as a pedagogical tool to convey theological concepts. The interpretation of biblical texts requires understanding their intended theological context. Biblical narratives use symbolic language to communicate spiritual and moral lessons. Understanding the historical and cultural context is crucial for interpreting biblical texts accurately. Analogies simplify complex ideas for easier understanding, similar to children's science books. Children's science books often use simplified concepts to explain complex topics without literal accuracy. The goal is to convey the essence of the idea in an accessible and memorable way. Visual aids, such as diagrams and illustrations, are used to enhance comprehension. Analogies provide a framework for understanding new information by relating it to something familiar. This approach prioritizes conceptual understanding over technical precision. Scripture's theological message emphasizes God's infinite nature and absolute sovereignty. The theological message indicates that creation is contingent upon God's will and power. Theological texts define humans as God's vice-regents, entrusted with stewardship and responsibility. The unchanging nature of these theological principles provides a stable foundation for faith and understanding. Science refines our understanding of the universe, updating the boundaries of our knowledge. Theology provides fundamental coordinates that remain constant despite scientific advancements. Science and theology can coexist, with science expanding the map, while theology anchors the core coordinates. Scientific progress updates the map edges, but the core theological coordinates remain steadfast. Understanding ancient authors requires interpreting their ideas within their original context. Translating ancient worldviews necessitates acknowledging the differences between historical and contemporary perspectives. Accurate interpretation avoids imposing modern values or assumptions onto ancient texts. Historical context provides essential background for understanding the original intent and meaning of ancient writings. Analyzing ancient texts requires considering the author's social, political, and intellectual environment. A nuanced understanding of ancient authors prevents misinterpretations and promotes accurate historical analysis. Understanding ancient cosmology fosters humility by revealing the vastness of the universe. Ancient cosmological models reveal humanity's historical attempts to understand the universe. Recognition of past cosmological perspectives can inspire a sense of awe and wonder. Ancient cosmology encourages a reevaluation of humanity's place in the cosmos. An expanded cosmic perspective can transform traditional forms of worship. Acknowledging the universe's complexity promotes a deeper, more informed faith. Modern scientific theories, such as the Big Bang, are subject to a higher power. The Big Bang theory's validity is contingent upon a divine will. The true origin of reality is attributed to a divine creator. Scientific models serve as interpretations of a divinely ordained universe. The elegance of scientific theories reflects the divine design of the cosmos. Ancient cosmology provides a rich, layered narrative of the universe. This contrasts with the modern scientific view, which often presents a story of random atomic collisions. The ancient view emphasizes meaning and purpose within the cosmos. The modern scientific view focuses on physical processes without inherent purpose. The contrast highlights different approaches to understanding the universe. one rich in narrative, the other focused on empirical observation. This difference leads to distinct interpretations of human existence and its place in the world. The concept explores the notion that a divine force that shaped the universe also influences daily life. This perspective transforms the daily commute into a fundamental act of survival. Prayer is reinterpreted as a means of navigating and enduring the challenges of everyday existence. The firmament, once a cosmic concept, is now mirrored in the structures and systems of urban life. The act of commuting becomes a microcosm of larger existential themes. The divine possesses both immense power, capable of unleashing overwhelming forces. Yet, the divine also embodies gentleness, expressed through quiet, subtle